like I'm ready to go, and then I'll be like, how the heck am I going to answer that?
That's a good thing.
So anyway.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Hope Speaks. I am your host, Dr. Joey Kramer, and we are live here today with Chris Craig, licensed massage therapist, owner of Miracle Body Works, 2 locations, Grapevine and Azle. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, hopefully 3 soon, but we'll talk about that later.
Hopefully 3. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a man on the mission, huh?
Trying to be, you know.
Yeah.
It's you get it going, and then it just starts to build, and you do your best to control the snowball. You know.
Awesome. So I think we met at a networking event in Grapevine, and you had just recently moved your massage practice to Grapevine.
Correct.
And so tell me a little bit about that. What got you into massage? How'd you end up in Grapevine? Like, what was your path on that standpoint?
I got into massage because, this will be fun.
Sure.
I actually did not want to get into massage. I wanted to be a chiropractor.
That's awesome.
But, I'm that typical person started in a whole different career, and you're going through life, and then you kind of realize you're working for money, which I'm never going to get rich. So why am I working for money? Okay, I got everything handled bills-wise. Let's love life instead. So I started hunting, tried to figure out what I wanted to do. Tried being a personal caretaker for a while. Thought I wanted to be a physical therapist at one point. Either way, martial arts has always been a hobby of mine. Involved in a martial art incident, in which case I dropped directly on my head and screwed my neck up to where I could not turn past a 45-degree angle either way. So driving the car was, it just doesn't work too well. You know, you're trying to, no.
Yeah.
So anyway, I at that point in time in my belief structure, okay, I was the typical American guy that's out there who, medical MDs, I got one in the family. They're, and guys like this, reality-wise, okay, for me at the time was you might as well set your shop up next to tarot card readers because you don't know. But now I'm hurt, and so I went to my MD uncle who gets me to a specialist, and they're talking neck surgery, and I'm going, the tarot
Just
card
for being
reader,
dropped on your head?
well, it had been 4 months, so I got dropped on my head, couldn't turn 45-degree angle.
What sport were you doing?
Martial arts.
Which one?
It was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament, basically, and the guy went to throw me. I've done some judo. I knew how to curl around him, in which case, this won't matter for them, but if you go to, if somebody goes to throw you, if you know where they're throwing you, you can literally aim to land there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's a judo style. That's what it's all about.
But, so whenever he went to do that, I went to do what I'm supposed to do. Our knees collided, which was kind of a weird freak thing. And it flipped me over. The guy feels the weight kind of shift. He went with it, and basically I, WWF style, went head first into the mat.
Yeah, you had The Rock take you down for the people's elbow, huh?
Yeah, sure, But yeah, so that injury, and then I did the typical guy thing, which is it'll just get better.
I'll just keep fighting. It'll be all right.
It'll be fine. Everything heals,
Yeah.
So 4 months later, it was not getting better, and it was getting worse, and I kind of went, and so I talked to my uncle, and, I'm expecting the normal cortisone shots and that kind of thing.
Sure.
And instead he sends me, oh no, you need a specialist. And the specialist starts talking neck surgery. I'm sorry, not neck surgery, exploratory surgery.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, okay, it means he doesn't really know what's going on, and suddenly the tarot card readers...
It's kind of like the tendonitis diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
We have no clue what's wrong with it. We're just going to call it tendonitis.
Yeah, or arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly I went from, we'll do the medical thing to, every crazy thing I've ever heard in my life doesn't sound so bad compared to surgery, right? Especially when they're exploratory. Yeah, so we tried, the chiropractors, even though they're nuts and crazy, we tried them,
Sure.
Well, at the time I used to do computers. I had this one client that always impressed me when I go and talk with him. It's a chiropractor, right? But the guy was highly intelligent, even for my standards of things. And at the, when I say that, it's like I used to tell people when I was talking with some friends one time, I said, the guy knows like 7 different languages. Right?
Yeah.
Then when I went to talk to him the next time, I said, hey, I was bragging on you. He goes, we were. And I said, yeah, I mentioned these friends and you know like 7 different languages. He goes, it's actually 9. And I went, oh.
Yeah.
Get the idea. Yeah. So the guy, this is the type of guy I decided I would trust and, So I go in there and he kind of presents everything to me. He's talking about this and the muscles and the whole deal. And, I'm kind of like, yeah, you got a good sales pitch. Then he does a muscle range test where he basically 2 fingers inside my arm, goes to my good side, He's going to try to push it away from my body. Doesn't work. He goes to my bad side. He pulls it away like it's nothing. And I kind of went, that was a little weird. Oh, wait. No, I know what happened, okay? He did this side first. I didn't really try with the other. So do that again.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of going, whoa. You know, so anyway, I was with that guy. He's the one that actually fixed my neck. I was with him 2 to 3 times a week for about 2.5 months.
Wow.
Okay? And in the time of dealing with him every day and that off and all that, I went from complete skeptic and, you know, y'all or whatever, to complete believer in how do I become this. So he detailed how to become this. You know, you go to school and there's a Parker and you can do all this and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and the key things that caught me were, you know, keep in mind, I know y'all don't know me too well, but I have 5 children.
Yeah.
So he goes, it's 3.5 years full time.
Sure.
How do I not work for 3.5 years? Okay, this is going to take some doing at $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year. How am I going to figure out that? How to live? We're going to have to cut down the house, all this type of thing. And then he goes, and the school's like 120 grand.
Oh yeah, it's like 160 grand now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, this is not going to happen overnight. But I was still wanting to do this. So I started looking at, well, what can I get into fairly easy? And that's where massage therapy came in. To which case, I never want to be a massage therapist, but it was something I could get into. The more I get my hands on it, the more familiar I get with the body.
Sure.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So even though my chiropractor was like, no, I went ahead and did it. Well, even when I'm in school learning to be a massage therapist, for the most part, and I don't mean to knock the industry, but for the most part, massage therapy, what they teach me in school is how to put you to sleep and not wake you up.
That's a good thing.
So, well, yes and no. I mean, you know, it's if you want to relax, it's fine. The problem with me, though, is I approach this from a pain aspect. So I could relax you all I want, but if you're in pain, the minute you get up off the table, you're back in pain.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we should, let's pause on that one. Let's move in there in just a second on that standpoint. So you get into massage school, you get done with it, and you decided you want to help people out.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Where did you open your first practice?
Pantego, Texas.
Pantego. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great place.
Well, yes, but not for business.
Sure. Okay, great. So what sparked the move to Grapevine?
Basically, when you look at Google results of things, okay?
Sure.
I've tried here, I tried Pantego, and I tried Ulyss both before I moved to Grapevine. When you look at how many people search for something a month, right? Massage and the word Ulyss, you get about 90 people. You go to Colleyville, it's like 120, South Lake's got like 150.
Yeah.
Grapevine has 880 people a month.
Ooh.
So I was like,
that's a good place to go for business.
Yeah, so you know, so we moved there. And I'll be honest with you, when I was in Ulyss, as far as Google results, you pull up Google, search for massage, that type of thing. In Ulyss, I was number 3 on Google.
Okay.
In Grapevine, I'm number 30-something.
That's going to take you a little bit of time to get up there.
I have more people with the 30-something than I did with the 3-something.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Just out of Grapevine. So
it's awesome.
It's been a great move.
I love it.
Planning to stay there, it's just a matter of building up now.
That's it. Just build the practice, build the foundation. So we're going to jump in here. And so the topic I had today, I picked out was, you know, mainly for the general audience, was 3 things you need to know before you go and get a massage. Very easy. And so I had 3 questions I wanted to start with, and I wanted to ask you about them because I think they're super important. One is we get to know you as a person, right? You have 5 kids, you've had a great story, you've had this journey, and you're obviously in this to help people, right? That's, you know, that's what I gather.
That's why I got into this,
Perfect. So from that though, you just said to yourself, 880 people a month are searching for massage. Why? So that's my first question is why would someone be searching for a massage that frequently in Grapevine?
It comes down to either they love it and they're kind of, I hate to use the word addicted, but it is.
Okay.
They're addicted to the relaxation of it, the de-stressing of it, that it just helps their general demeanor.
So people are stressed out.
Yeah, and everybody kind of does this to a degree. The reason you love to exercise, the reason you like to go to a certain bar or restaurant, the reason, you know, everybody's got their way of relieving stress. And for majority of people, that's the massage is the relaxation part of it.
Okay.
The other half of them are the people that I'm searching for, which, you know, my shoulder just kills me sometimes. You know, and then they figured out, well, massage really is everything, and it helps that way. So you kind of get a cross between the two.
Awesome.
And then, you know, but I'm more the pain aspect, even though, I totally get the relaxation part of it.
I got you. I understand. So, you know, that's pretty awesome, right? That people are actually looking for solutions outside of your, historically what you said, the medical field.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of looking for a drug to cover it up, they're actually trying to find a way to allow their body to get better using their body,
Right.
which is neat. And so I myself, as an athlete, have been to many massage therapists, seen quite a few of them, and your technique that you've used is very different than anything I've ever been to. Most people, when they think about massage, they're like, oh yeah, give it to me deep. I just want to hurt, I want to scream, I want to yell.
Right.
I feel great when you all do that. And then you told me that that's nothing further from the truth.
Right.
And I came in, I saw you twice now, one for my knee and then one for my back, and then again for my knee. And it's been nothing but amazing with the results. And it does not hurt. There's no pain associated with it. And it's actually a very active process of you and I working together.
Right.
So why? How are you different? What happened? What led you down that path?
So your normal therapist, okay, again, they've been trained on certain things of like, I mean, I was sure making this up, but in massage school, one of the techniques you have to work on, okay, is how to have your hand, but you need more oil, so you turn your hand over so you can apply oil and then come back without waking them up. We work on this. How is this helping?
It doesn't sound like it's helping at all. I
No,
mean,
it's-
sure, if I want to get like, you know, my wife is like, hey, I want to go sleep, give me a back rub. Okay, great, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
So it works great in terms of where most of massageists don't wake them up, get them to sleep.
Sure.
But for me, I'm kind of going, no, I want the pain people, because that was where I started, you know, as the pain
Yeah.
people. So with me, it was one of these things where I start working on it type of thing, and I'm reading more on, you know, and certain things come to mind, like, you know, acupuncture, for example. Okay, well, how does that work? Because, I mean, I know massage, but I don't know. So you start researching. It turns out there's actually a massage technique similar called acupressure.
Sure.
So I get into that, you know, and you start learning, well, what's it? Well, there's certain points in there, and there's certain fibers of the muscle that if you can hit those points, they release. How acupuncture works. But that's deep. That's why they got to use needles to get in there. Well, not necessarily. Even when I was in school, I found out because of my martial art background, have way stronger hands than most people. So if I can get in there deep, it's great. Now, this is where most of the thinking from people comes from, is they ran into a therapist at some time who could also get in deep. The problem with most therapists, though, is we learn about how muscles are structured. We don't learn how to really get deep into them other than,
Force your way in.
yeah, pressure.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, again, I come from a martial art background where that's where I was way years before. And in martial arts, one of the things you can do is, hopefully this doesn't ruin it, we're gonna arm wrestle real quick, okay?
Let's do it.
So, all I want you to do is do not let me pull this away from you,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
So this is what most therapists get into, is I need to move that. Oh, you know, that's not
Yes.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
so the deal is, if you learn martial arts, what you learn is I can easily move things without having to overstress them.
I love it.
And this is all martial arts. And so if you're doing like an arm bar, which is my hips and arms against his entire
Sure.
arm,
Sure.
and I cannot pull it away, you do like a wiggle.
You watch
So,
them go back and
yeah.
forth, and all of a sudden they have the arm and they sink it, and
Yeah.
boom, you're submitted.
And if you're ever trying to fight this, if you've ever done any martial arts, you know this, yeah, you're not gonna win. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
It's just you're going down a bad road, and you already know it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to keep on going worse.
Yeah.
That's it.
so and, you know, the new guys trying to overpower, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so once you learn that type of thing, I'm looking at what I'm doing with these muscles and what I've been taught. I'm kind of going, yeah, but and if you've had the deep pressure massage, you kind of know.
Sure.
I'm sore afterwards.
I have some people that they say that they come
Yeah.
to me and say it hurts. Like literally the next 3 days I'm hurting. They're
Yeah.
totally normal.
That's
Like
because
the-
I overpowered your muscle. I put
Yeah.
power to power, and you know that's all it's going on.
Yeah.
So instead, I went, why don't I? What if I did more like my martial arts stuff?
Awesome.
Basically, if I can get, and the way that the arm wrestling thing works is I'm not letting you go the force that you want, which is you're pulling directly
Yes.
one direction. So I take it and I wiggle the direction, and all of a sudden your muscle can't figure out what it's supposed to do. It gives up.
Yeah.
Same thing I can do with any muscle in
Yes.
your body if I can figure out how to get it moving. And when you do that, most of the chronic issues that I find in terms of, there's either a structural issue, which chiropractors
Sure.
are at, or there's a muscle issue. If it's a muscle
I
issue,
think
all
it's
I
a
gotta do is get
combination
it
of both.
moving, you know?
Sure.
And then typically once it's moving, you get blood flow coming back in, it's able to clear things out, it starts to heal itself, it's actually resting for the first time in who knows how long.
Awesome.
You know, and
Yeah.
you get better.
That's
And,
huge.
you know, now, past that, as far as soreness goes, some people, 2 days or so afterwards, will have like they've been exercising.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And that's because they have. That muscle's been locked up for months, years, whatever.
Yeah.
It's finally resting. So they get the soreness about 2 days afterwards. It's like they went exercise. That's about it.
Yeah.
And most people don't even get that. So
That's
it's
awesome.
great.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was just like, boom, I slept like a baby that night too. It was great. It was awesome. That's huge, I know. Yeah. Brush your shoulders off. That's right, brother. That's great stuff. So my third and final thing that I have about this is I'm afraid of getting naked.
Okay.
I hear it a lot. In my field, I always discuss with patients. I say, listen, you have a structural and muscular issue.
Mm-hmm.
I can fix your structure, but if you don't go see a massage therapist, I get the guys that are all macho. Oh man, no homo here. I don't go to guys. I go to girls.
Right.
I'm like, okay, dude. Whatever your ego says, fine, but you need to have massage incorporated. How do you break the barrier of somebody, let's say, that maybe is uncomfortable with that? Maybe they're like, I'm not sure, etc. How do you guide them to their level of comfort to where you can get to work with them?
With half of them is the naked thing, right?
Sure.
To which case, I'll be honest with you, you ain't gotta get naked. You can be cool.
I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
And the deal is, I've got some women that they're really worried, and for some reason they seem to think a guy's going to be checking them out.
Yeah.
Okay, so wear your yoga pants.
Sure.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You can wear your whole yoga. I got one lady comes completely in her yoga outfit and all this, and it's great because then I don't even have to use oil. I can work right with the
Work with
clothing.
the skin, yeah.
And so it works out great that way. I can work through blue jeans if you have to. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter to me. So if you're worried about that, it's not a problem.
I love it. It's
You know,
great.
as far as the guys to the women thing, it's honestly the harder thing to come over because it's just certain guys. I'm just, but I ain't no guy touching me, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. To a degree, I've got a couple women that I work with that I can send you to and all that, and I've taught them some of what I do, and it works out okay.
Sure.
But at the same time, usually what winds up happening with the guys is they get in and they'll deal with one of the women that I've kind of worked with.
Yep.
And they'll get, yeah, she's doing okay. There's a few little spots here and there.
That aren't clear now.
Yeah, and since I've been working with her, she said that you're actually better at hitting this.
Uh-huh.
So even though,
So
like,
you end up coming
yeah,
back.
can I come to you now? And
Yeah.
I go, sure.
Yeah.
So it's,
I love it. It's great.
but usually once it's the same thing as me back in the day. I ain't going to know chiropractor because they're just nuts. But then you get your inroad on it, and all of a sudden you realize, no, it's actually therapy.
I love it.
And
That's awesome.
once they're over
Yeah.
that, then.
Also, that's super important, right? It's just these
Yeah.
hurdles that we run into in the alternative health field.
Yeah.
That people are just like, they have these insecurities.
Well, if you think about it, it's silly to a degree, but I understand it.
Yeah.
But it's go back to the medical field, right? I don't know with no guy doctor.
Yeah.
Or, I guess the traditional.
Yeah,
thing would
when
be
90%
the
of
female.
OB-GYNs are actually men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Or you'd get, I guess in the back of the 1800s or whatever, you'd have the guys would have been the doctors traditionally. I would have no female doctor.
Yes.
She knows what she's doing, dude.
She does.
And once you realize it's kind of one of those they can actually help, you really kind of don't care anymore.
It's like this. I have it in our field sometimes. It's really funny. The you can't crack me. It's like a little 5'0" girl.
Mhm.
And I'm like, sometimes the speed in martial arts is way more powerful than the force.
Yeah.
Right, so force is equal to mass times acceleration squared, right? So if you can amplify your acceleration, like the little 5'0" girl, she can actually deliver a force better than I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you go.
It's like a freight train, and you're like, whoa, what was that? She delivered that?
I realize this doesn't exactly hit me on the
Yeah.
question, but the reverse of that was me back in school and all that too, right? Is I'm going to school with a bunch of these little petite looking,
Yes.
good looking women, but
Yes.
therapy, man. So a guy's muscles for the most part are bigger than women's, right? Which you kind of go, I need a big male guy to get in there and get them big muscles. Dude, these little women with their little fingers can, holy cow.
Oh, yeah, wait a second, what is this? What is this?
So I'm all, it's a little bit of everything for everybody
Sure.
kind of thing. But I have no problem. I could care less if, like you're saying, a little 4 foot something or another, not even 100-pound woman. Oh, she can get you, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She'd probably throw you in judo, too. Yeah. Bye.
one of the best judo guys I've ever dealt with in my life, to which case I hate dealing with this guy. He's just a terror. Can he throw me like nothing. I think he's 5'6",
Yeah.
and because he's so low, you want to fight it, and then I'm having to get myself off balance in the first place just to fight him.
Yeah.
Dude, he'll throw you like you're nothing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Awesome. So those are super important there. It's really great to hear these things. I want to finish up today with one thing. What is your best massage story so far? If you think about your best client you've had,
Man.
if you could say, like, just tell us a little story about it. So, you deal with pain, you deal with chronic issues, you deal with people who have unresolved symptoms, right?
Man. So there's best one I guess I could say is I had a client who bought the session for their mom. Okay? And so the mom comes in. Mom's never had a massage.
Okay.
She's coming just because her kid bought this for her.
Sure.
And
sure.
and I mean, when you talk about people, you kind of go, they're either shoulder people or back people or both people. The shoulder people are these people. They're, without looking like that, they literally, I mean, your muscles would be that tight.
Yes.
You know, this lady was so tight that the typical setup for a massage, if you've never had one, is you come in, the therapist introduces you to the room, that type of thing. We tell you that there's the table. We figure out where your issues are, and we'll tell you lay down either face up, face down, so we can work on whatever. Okay?
Sure.
She was so tight and in such pain, she could not even lay down. So for me as the therapist, I'm going, okay, this, that, you know, get to your clothing preference of, you know, whatever. And she decides to stay fully clothed. Okay, understandable. And she goes to lay down, and it's hurting her too bad to the point I even had to help her sit back up. And then we're kind of going, so even that's too much. So I had to start working with her as she's sitting up. Okay. Typical the way you kind of come into me. Okay, is my very first session. I sell it as an hour. I'm only going to charge an hour,
Sure.
but I really will work on you for whatever I need to figure out your body. Okay.
Sure.
This lady, I worked on her 2.5 hours
Holy moly.
just to get it to where she didn't hurt to lay down.
Oh my god.
And then I still had to actually do the real work of, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a 4-hour session, really.
Holy moly.
Okay. She walked out of there pain-free, though. And
How rewarding is that?
yeah, and then she's still a client to this day.
Yes.
You know, and it's one of
Yeah.
those things that she went from being the, you know, just the thinking about getting a massage would make
yeah.
her cringe up, right?
Oh yeah.
To
That's
now,
my wife.
she's,
Don't touch me.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of my people that loves to go out and advertise me and sell me and everything.
I love it.
She goes, I will buy you a session, just go to this guy. You
That's
know?
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll even drive you there.
Oh yeah, so if I can turn everybody into her, you know, type of thing,
Amen.
and just, you know, and most people aren't even as bad as she is, so it's like, you know, hey.
Yeah.
But,
Awesome, that's great. So to wrap things up today, the last piece I have for you is how do we get a hold of you?
miraclebodyworks.com, or you can call, what's the number, 817-886-2700,
Awesome.
and you can call or text that, I don't care.
Awesome.
I'll do it however you want to do.
Okay, great. So we're gonna wrap it up today. This is massage therapist. I almost called the doctor there. One day you'll be a doctor.
Maybe, yeah.
One day will be there. This is massage therapist Chris Craig. He is with Miracle Body Works. The contact info will be in the footer of the video. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Hope Speaks.